Hello friends, welcome to lecture number 26. In today's class, we'll study about Wheatstone Bridge. Okay, so before you get into Wheatstone Bridge, we should have a proper understanding about Kirchhoff's laws, which I've explained in my previous lecture. So kindly see that if you have not seen it and then try to understand what Wheatstone Bridge is. Okay, so let me start. So what is Wheatstone Bridge? It is an arrangement. It is an arrangement of four resistance four resistances used to determine one of these resistance one of these resistances quickly and accurately in terms of the remaining three resistances. Okay, so let me explain this in detail. Right, suppose you want to measure, let S be the resistance to be measured. Okay, the resistance R is so adjusted that there is no deflection in the galvanometer. Okay, so let me show you the diagram. Here we have these are the four resistors which are arranged at the four arms, and here we have the galvanometer. Okay, so if we need to calculate the value of S, okay, then the resistance R has to be adjusted so that the galvanometer here will show no deflection. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. We'll come to the picture later. So the deflection in the galvanometer, there will be no deflection in the galvanometer. Full stop. The bridge is said to be balanced. The bridge is said to be balanced when the potential difference across the galvanometer is 0, such that there is no current in the galvanometer. Okay, no current in the galvanometer. So we basically write in the balanced condition of the bridge, P by Q is equal to R by S, and where from this figure you can check out that P by Q will be R by S. We'll do that. Okay, so this is how the four resistors are arranged, and we have a galvanometer here. Now in order to solve this, we will require the Kirchhoff's laws. Okay, so let us first see how the current gets divided in this circuit. So here current I is going to come. It will be divided into two parts. This will be I1, this will be I2. Okay, this I1 will again further be divided, and here the current which enters the galvanometer is Ig, and here how much will be the current? I1 minus Ig. Okay, similarly here Ig comes, and here I2 comes, and here I will have I2 plus Ig, and here again what will come out is current I. Okay, so let us first look at the loop A, B, D, A. We'll consider this loop, and I have told you if we want to apply KVL, we have to first show us the direction. So we have taken clockwise as the direction in both the loops. The closed loop we have to choose. Once we have chosen here, what you see, my direction for the register P, my direction, current direction is same. So I will put minus PI1, the sign convention which I have told. Here my direction and current direction is same in case of the galvanometer. So minus G into Ig. Okay. Now for the third one, my direction is this one, current direction is opposite. So they will be what? Positive, plus Ri2 is equal to 0. Similarly, we can also apply for the loop dBCD. Let me give it as equation 1. If I go for BCDE, then in the galvanometer you see current is coming down but I am going up. So opposite direction, it will be positive, GIG. Then comes for Q, my direction, current direction is same. So minus QI1 minus Ig. Then comes for S, my direction and current direction is opposite. So I write plus S I2 plus Ig is equal to 0. So this is equation 2. This will be your equation number 2. Okay. So now how can we achieve balanced condition? We say the balanced condition is reached when Ig is 0. Okay. So we can write in balanced condition, your Ig is equal to 0. So let me put this in equation 1 and 2 and see how it got reduced. So the equation 1 now reduces to, by applying Ig is equal to 0. I will have minus Pi1 plus Ri2 is equal to 0. This implies Pi1 is equal to Ri2. Give it as equation 3. So now equation 2 will reduce to, equation 2 reduces to Ig, you put it 0. So this will go to 0, this will go to 0. So what is left out? And this will also go to 0. So minus Qi1 plus Si2 is equal to 0 implies, this implies Qi1 is equal to Si2. Give it as equation 4. Okay. So once you divide equation 3 and 4, if you divide equation 3 and 4, what we are going to achieve? You will achieve P by Q is equal to R by S. This is what we started with, right? This is what we have to achieve in balanced condition, and we have done it. So this comes as a derivation also. So you have to write down the statement here, you have to draw this diagram, and then you have to solve this, and you have to arrive at P by Q is equal to R by S. So let us now go to one of the problems basing upon this. Here the 4 resistors are given, 100 ohm, 10 ohm, 60 ohm, 5 ohm. The galvanometer is having a resistance 15 ohm and 10 volt is being applied through the circuit. It is asking the current in each branch is shown and is asking to find out the value of Ig. Okay. So you see how many values of current are there? I1, I2, then Ig. So 3 values. So we have to require 3 equations. So do we have 3 loops here? Yes, we have 3 loops. So let me name it. This is A, B, C and D. Okay. So if I talk about, this is one of the loop where I will go in this direction. This is another loop which I will go in this direction. Then you have one loop is this one. This is one of the loops. Okay. This is one of the loops. Followed. Now this loop, in this loop I will go in this direction. Clear? So I will have 3 loops I have shown you. So let us apply Kirchhoff's law to the first loop. The first loop which I am taking, A, B, D, A. Followed. In A, B, D, A, you see here I1 direction and my direction is same. So minus 100 I1. Then instead in galvanometer my direction and current direction is same. So minus 15 Ig. Then you see in the 60 ohm the current direction and my movement direction is opposite. So it will be plus 60 I2 is equal to 0. Then you use the loop here, the other loop D, B, C, D. Use this loop. While using this loop, you see in the galvanometer the current direction and my movement direction is opposite. That's why I will have plus 15 Ig. Then in the 10 ohm you will see my direction and current direction is same. So minus 10 I1 minus Ig. Okay. Then in the 5 ohm my direction and current direction are opposite. So it will be plus 5 I2 plus Ig is equal to 0. Now again we will loop use the third loop, A, D, C, A. in ADCA, you see the 60 ohm. In 60 ohm, my direction, current direction is same. So 60 I2. Then comes 5 ohm. In 5 ohm, my direction, current direction is same. So minus 5 I2 plus IG. Okay, and in this potential, I am moving from lower potential to higher potential. So finally, I have reached higher potential. So it will be plus 10 is equal to 0. I hope all of you got these three equations. Give it as equation 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Now what you have to do, simply you have to solve these three equations. You have to solve these three equations. Okay. I am telling you the answer. You can solve it and check it out. Okay. You should get Ig is equals to 4.87 milliampere. This will be the answer which will be coming out. After getting three equations, three unknowns are there. It is purely your mathematics. Okay, just solve it and get this answer. Check whether you have got it or not. So without wasting much of the time, let's go to the other question. Second question is of the NCERT one. What is given? It's given that in a Wheatstone bridge arrangement, the ratio arms P and Q are nearly equal. Okay, and the bridge is balanced when R is 500 ohm. S, I don't know what it is. Now what is done? Now you interchange P and Q. The value of R for balancing is 505 ohm. It is asking to find out the value of S and then the ratio P by Q. Okay. So we know the for the balanced condition of Wheatstone bridge, for the balanced condition of Wheatstone bridge, it is your P by Q is equal to R by S. Okay. In the first case, it is telling P and Q are same. So P by Q is equal to, at that time R is 500 divided by S. This is equation 1. In the second case, what it is telling? It is telling the ratio is being changed. So Q by P you have changed here. So the R becomes now 505 divided by S is equal to this is your equation 2. Okay. Now what you do? You multiply equation 1 with equation 2. You multiply both of them. Once you multiply it, what you will see, the left hand side becomes 1, P by Q into Q by P. Okay, then what is left out? 500 into 505 divided by S square. So this implies S is equal to root over of 500 into 505. So S will come out to be, it will come around 502.5 ohm. So once you have calculated the value of S, you can either put it in equation 1 or you can put it in equation 2. Okay, so putting it in equation, let me put this value in equation 1. In equation 1 I will put it. In equation 1, if I put it, my P by Q will be how much? 500 divided by 502.5. So the ratio now comes out to be P by Q, it will come out to be 1:1.005. So this is the answer. Okay, I hope everybody liked this video. Do share this video. Do not forget to subscribe my channel. And for any queries, you can mail me in the mail ID which is given below. Thank you for your kind patience.